Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope y'all have been having an amazing week. As y'all can already tell by now, I am doing a voiceover for this video. I am so sorry. Long story short, think that my mic died as soon as I began this video, and I had you guys make the choice for me on Instagram on my stories. I asked you guys if you wanted a voiceover or if you wanted a complete new video, and you guys made the decision of having a voiceover. So that's what we're going to be doing today in this video. Once again, I am so sorry, but I'm going ahead and I'm having a warm, comfy beverage. This is my coffee in my Scorpio cup, a Scorpio gang. So I hope y'all have a warm, comfy drink, and we will go ahead and just jump into this pot up, or whatever you want to call this, honestly. I have multiple plants, including my Dragon Scale collection, along with random propagations as well. So we're going to go ahead and just pot up as much plants as we can today. Right here, I'm showing you guys a Dragon Scale plant that I have in this large jar of leca that has been growing pretty well for me, but I feel like it's stuck. So I wanted to go ahead and take that one out of leca. I also have multiple, like a lot of Dragon Scale plants. I think I have about 7 or 8 of them in different types of mediums. This one right here is also in leca, and it has been doing very, very well for me in this one. I love the leaves on this one. I love how long they are. I love how deep green they are. The root system is very good, but I can tell it's trying to branch out some more and it's getting bigger. So I definitely want to pop that one up today as well. And like I said, I have about 7 or 8 of them. And there's a story to the reason why I have so many. We'll go ahead and jump into that story a little bit later on. But these ones right here are in moss and in soil, a little combination of two, and they have been doing really good as well. Some only have one leaf and some have another leaf on the way. Yeah, and then these are a few more. What I'm basically going to be doing is I'm going to be keeping some of them, and then the other part, the ones that I'm not going to be keeping, I'm going to go ahead and most likely sell them. This is a little tiny baby one that I have. I'm not too sure if I'm going to pot this one up today just because it's very tiny and I feel like it still needs some time to grow. This one is also still in my grow cabinet. I just brought it out because I was thinking about it, but most likely going to leave this one till the end because I'm still not sure about it. These ones right here are the random propagations I was telling you guys about. Like I said, a very random. I haven't checked on them in a very long time. When it comes to water propagations, I usually just throw them in water and I forget about them. It takes me a while for me to actually pay attention to them until they start looking kind of crazy, and that's what I felt like they were looking like right now. So we're gonna go ahead and check those out as well and see if they need to be potted up. This one, along with that, this one I love this plant. We actually got this plant on OfferUp. There's a little story to it too. I remember when the lady gave it to us, it was for free, which is amazing. And on top of that, she told me that this plant has been in her family forever. Not this actual plant, but the mother plant. So she cut off a wet stick for us because she said that it actually belongs to her grandma and that it's been in their family for years and that it grows like crazy. So she went ahead and chopped off some wet sticks and she was just giving them out for free. So we drove over there and picked it up. And yeah, she gave it to us in like a little wet napkin in a Ziploc bag, and I just plopped it in some water, and it has been doing amazing. Gives me beautiful leaves. The root system isn't amazing, but I thought I wanted to pot it up in soil. Maybe it'll do better in soil. The leaves are really good though, so hopefully it does well. And other than that, I also think it's time to go ahead and pot up this little butte right here. You guys know I love this little baby plant. This is my Syngonium elbow. It has been doing amazing in this little Gerber jar of leca. The roots are really good on it, but I can tell that they have been intertwined at least once or twice. So I thought it might be time, maybe I feel like maybe the roots are trying to go ahead and grow a little bit more, and this time it gave me a new leaf and it still kept the main leaf, the mother leaf, if you know what I mean. But so I thought it'll be time I can go ahead and plop this in some soil. I also found the perfect little pot for it, so that's another big reason why I want to pot it up today as well. I love this plant. I want it to grow for me so much. I really want a bushy Syngonium elbow, so those are the goals. We're gonna go ahead and slowly pot it in some soil, and hopefully it starts to branch out a lot more and gives me new leaves. Cheers! I love that my cup says ambitious, brave, and charming. I love that. I'm explaining to y'all, this is my second cup of coffee, and I was very hyper and I was ranting a lot, so I do apologize if this is annoying. I'm gonna be jumping in and out of this video doing voiceovers because I know I had a lot to tell you guys. So yeah. This right here is a lemon lime pothos. I had this one in water for a while now too. It's been doing okay. Honestly, I'm sick of looking at it. I just want it to be in soil. I'm ready for me to pot it up. It does have some root system going, so I thought I might as well just go ahead and pot it up while I'm potting up all these other ones. I went ahead and grabbed my soil of choice. I went ahead and just made this DIY quick soil like I always do. It's regular soil, a tad bit of perlite. I actually need to go get some new perlite soon, and some chunky bark. So I went ahead and just mixed that all up, and we're gonna go ahead and use this potting soil for all of the plants today. I think they'll all like it. I love to use a chunky soil. I never like to use tight, just regular soil because I'm always terrified of root rot. And whenever I use chunky soil, I usually never have any problems. So we're just gonna go ahead and stick with that. These are the cutest little pots ever. This is the pot that I'm telling you guys I'm most likely going to go ahead and use for my Syngonium elbow. I adore these. They're so cute, especially the one that looks like the Winnie the Pooh pot. You guys know which one. It's that one that I'm holding. I adore it. I think they're adorable. I think you can also find these on Amazon, if I'm not wrong. I'm pretty sure I've seen them on Amazon. I think someone just gave these to us. That's why they're a little dusty crusty, but they're so cute. I love the texture. I love the little shiny gloss on the top. They're adorable. This pot right here actually means so much to me. My fiance made a trip to Mexico recently, and he went over there to go visit some of his family that he hasn't seen in years, and he actually bought that pot for me in Mexico, and it's handmade. It's the third eye, which I love, so I'm definitely probably going to be using that one today. This pot right here is just a basic terracotta pot, but I really love it because I love the different texture on it. This one as well, I believe I got this one at the 99-cent store. I think my fiance got this one for me as well, and I just love the little popcorn texture on it too. It doesn't have a drainage hole, which does suck, but we might use that one today. And I believe this one is also another 99-cent store find, maybe Dollar Tree, and I love it because it looks like a little basket, a little picnic basket. And these right here are just some basic nursery pots because, like I said, some of these plants I'm not planning on keeping, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use the nursery pots for that. These are all of my Alocasia babies that I'm showing you. I do want to point out that the ones that I'm keeping are going to be the ones that do seem a little bit more damaged. I'm not going to go ahead and sell any plants that are damaged or have like weird yellow leaves. I usually keep the ones that look like that because I know I can most likely fix them. They'll grow out to be better. The ones that look really good and nice are the ones that I'm most likely going to be selling to people. Once they are fully set in their soil and I give them some time to acclimate and they have new growth coming in, that's the plan when I'm going to actually start to try to sell them. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start removing all of the moss, which is pretty tedious. Takes me a while because I do want to keep as much roots as possible. So I am going to go ahead and just speed through this because I do have a few of them to get through. But while we are doing this, I'll go ahead and talk to you guys a little bit more about why I have so many dragon scale plants. So basically, I used to have a gorgeous giant dragon scale. Well, I wouldn't say giant, but a pretty decent size dragon scale that I was absolutely in love with. I think it was actually my first ever alocasia, and of course my fiance bought it for me and I was so excited. I thought it was so crazy looking. I loved the actual leaves. I mean, they call it dragon scale for a reason. It literally looked like a dragon scale. It was beautiful, it was big, I loved it. Long story short, I did not know much about alocasias when I received this plant. I did do some research, but just your basic research: watering, light, humidity, all those things. And I kept it as, I tried to keep up with it as much as I could. And basically, I started freaking out because some of the leaves started turning yellow, and I wasn't too sure why. I was doing everything I possibly could, and I honestly just freaked out. I did not want to lose that plant. I love this plant. And I ended up just completely chopping it up. I was so terrified that it was going to die on me, and I would rather start off brand new and I still have this plant in my collection than completely lose it. So that's basically what I did. I will go ahead and try to find a picture. I know I have a picture somewhere on my phone of the actual mother plant of all of these babies, so I will go ahead and try to insert it here somewhere. But I chopped it up and I put them all in different mediums. I put them in all different places of my house, some of them in my grow cabinet, different windows. I just freaked out, you guys, and I just wanted to make sure that these plants would survive. So that's why I have so many of them. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and just continue on removing all of this moss. Most of these plants have little corms, which are so cute. I, for the most part, left all the corms on the plants if they felt really nice and tight, but if they felt loose, then I went ahead and took them off and I potted them up in moss. By the way, I just wanted to mention to you guys, like I told you earlier, I gave you guys the option on Instagram if you wanted me to do a voiceover or if you wanted me to completely redo this video. I am very much more active over there on Instagram, and I do try to involve you guys as much as possible, whether it's reading through your guys' comments or if it's asking you questions on Instagram about upcoming videos. So if you guys want to be a part of making these decisions and giving me feedback, constructive criticism, I love it. Go ahead and follow me on my Instagram. I will leave it down below or in the description as always. I always appreciate your guys' comments and what I can do better for the next video. So let me know, you guys. So ultimately, I chose to go ahead and use this cool looking textured terracotta pot. And this pot right here is going to actually be my personal plant. Like I said, I'm choosing all the ones that are a little bit more yellow in leaves. I'm just double checking to make sure the ones that are a little bit more on the damaged side come to me instead of trying to sell those. And like I said, I checked the corms if there's any loose ones, and I did remove it, but for the most part I left all the corms on the plants. And yeah, this is the pot that I'm planning to keep for myself, and hopefully I can grow this plant out to be a big giant dragon scale. That's the goal for this plant. I absolutely love this plant, and I really hope I can have it a part of my collection. Now for the rest of these little propagations, I'm just going to go ahead and pot them up in little baby nursery pots. I think they have such a good root system overall, so I think these all will do very, very well. But like I said, I'm definitely going to let them settle into these pots and into soil, and hopefully they have some new growth for me. And once they do, that's when I'm definitely going to go ahead and start selling them. I think I've actually never sold any plants, so when I do, I think I'm just going to go ahead and shoot for Facebook Marketplace, or I just might post them on my Instagram stories. I'm not too sure yet, but if you are interested in getting any of these plants, definitely follow me. I will go ahead and keep you guys updated in the next few weeks, if not months. Like I said, waiting on new growth. And make sure y'all are in the San Diego area though, because I don't think I'm gonna ship them out or anything like that. Most likely just gonna be like a drop off pickup type of thing. Right here, I'm just grabbing this older little clear cup. I'm putting some moist moss in there, and I'm adding one of the corms that was loose, and also a little baby leaf came out too. So that's what I added in this little pot. Next, we're gonna go ahead and pot up this plant, my dumb cane. I think that name is so funny, but I actually absolutely love how this plant came out. I think it's so cute. Like I said, this pot is from the 99-cent store, I believe. And it just looks so adorable. A little picnic basket. I love the color of it too, neutral. And I think it just came out so cute. Give it a little tap tap to make sure the soil settles. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and just go through all of these propagations. Like I said, I don't check on them, so there are some little dead leaves, some that didn't even root up. but a lot of them did root up. This is also another alocasia. This is actually alocasia elephant ear, I believe, that my fiance ordered online. And it had 2 baby corns, so I'm so excited. I'm actually keeping this one for myself because I love alocasia elephant ear. And I'm using my little third eye pot that my fiance got me from Mexico. I cannot wait to see the growth on this plant. I know that this pot is so tiny and this plant is going to become giant, but we're going to go ahead and definitely upsize in the near future. Next, we have I tried to propagate a string of hearts in water, did not work out. This is, I believe, a silver scindapsus. The root system was still very small, so I just left it alone. This is some type of syngonium. I'm not too sure on the exact name. I do know it's a syngonium though, and the root system is pretty good on this one, so we're just gonna go ahead and pot her up as well. I definitely do need to chop some of her leaves off. She does have some crispy edges, but that's okay. Gives plants some character. Next we have right here is a golden pothos. I ended up leaving that one alone as well because I felt like it had a good root system but just not amazing. I went ahead and checked on my spider plant, which spider plants grow so easily, so we're just gonna go ahead and pop that one up soon. Next, we're moving on to I was too excited, I couldn't wait, you guys. We're moving on to my Syngonium elbow. Went ahead and removed her out of the leca, and we're potting her up in this tiny, cute pot. I freaking love it. I can't. I absolutely can't. You guys, be so for real. Look how cute it is. My teeth were grinding at this point. Now we are coming back to the spider plant. Like I said, I'm sorry, I could not wait. We just jumped to the Syngonium. But we are potting up the spider plant. Spider plants grow so easily for me. I have so many babies, and I do try to pot them back into the mother plant because that's another goal for me. I want to have a huge spider plant. I just love how they look, especially when all their babies are hanging. But I don't keep all of them. So today we are potting this one up in a little nursery pot, and hopefully I will sell this one in the near future as well. Next, we are moving on to my neon lime pothos. Same thing for this one. I do have the mother plant as well, but I thought, why not add to the collection of selling some of these plants? So we're going to go ahead and pot her up in a nursery pot as well, and just adding the soil in there slowly. When it comes to potting up plants that are a little bit more loose and the root systems aren't fully connected, they kind of look a little weird the first few days, if not weeks, but they will settle in. Right now it looks a little crazy, but it will eventually settle in and start to look a little bit better. So these are all of the plants that we potted up together today, guys. This is the final look. Out of all of these plants, I am personally only keeping 4 of these, I believe, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the 4 that I'm going to keep for myself right now. but all of the other ones, I'm definitely going to go ahead and try to find some good homes for them. These plants right here, I just left in water. Like I told you guys earlier, I just feel like the root system isn't that large yet, and I don't want to force it to go into soil and have them unalive themselves. So we're just going to go ahead and keep them in water and let them thrive a little bit longer. I absolutely love how all of these came out. This is my terracotta one with my dragon scale. This one is the elephant ear alocasia. So cute. This is my dumb cane. I love the little picnic basket. And then last, but of course not least, is my syngonium elbow. I absolutely cannot wait to see all of these plants grow for me. And like I said, the rest of them, I'm going to go ahead and let them settle into their new homes, and I will be posting them soon to find new homes for them. I do need to let go of some plants. I can't keep all of them, even though I would love to, because I always need to make new room in my collection for upcoming plants that I do want to add. I did want to go ahead and show you guys, I ended up not potting up that baby dragon scale because it was just too small, and I went ahead and showed you guys that I did pot up this new little leaf that fell off and also a corm. So I'm just going to add these two babies back into my grow cabinet, give them some more time to grow. So I technically still have 3 more alocasias. Also, I wanted to give you guys a little update on this plant from my last video. If you guys watched my last video of spring chores, just some watering that needed to be done, also some propagating, you will see in that video I almost unalived this plant myself. I completely forgot about this plant and where it was, and all of the leaves were completely closed. I will go ahead and try to find a picture to show you guys. I was so terrified that I murdered this plant, but it came back to life. She will live. She has some yellow leaves that I'm going to go ahead and clip off right now, but she made it, which I'm so happy for because I absolutely love that plant. Before we go, I have a little story time for you guys because I do need your guys' help. Please, if you can help me identify this plant, let me know in the comments below. I have tried to find the name of this plant and I cannot find the actual name for the life of me. I just don't want to give it the wrong name. So if you guys know specifically what this is called, please let me know. But the story behind this plant is I actually have had this plant for years and I didn't even know. So this plant used to live in my backyard. And for those of you who do not know me personally, I actually used to be a veterinarian technician for 5 years, maybe 6, for a long time. And while I was a vet tech, there are many plants that are toxic to dogs, and I do have 2 dogs if y'all do not know. One of them is named Bandit, and he is a giant Rottweiler. My big sweet bear, he is at least 120 pounds, and what happened was he got into something, and we're still to this day not too sure what it was, but the only thing that we found that was on the floor that day was this plant. So for a long time, I hated this plant because basically my dog went into some type of shock. He was not well. I had to rush him to the hospital where I worked. We did blood work on him. We did everything to figure out what was happening to my dog, and we could not find out, but from blood work, we did find out something was in his bloodstream. So I was terrified. I did a full check on my entire backyard, and like I said, this was the only thing that was on the floor at the time, and it did look like it was chewed on. So I'm not too sure if it was the cause, but if this plant is toxic. If you guys know the name of this plant and if you know if it is toxic, let me know in the comments. It is a hanging plant, and I've always had it as a hanging plant, so I believe since it was outdoors, maybe the wind knocked it down and it fell on the floor and they chewed on it. It lives inside my house now because I'm terrified for that to happen again. But please let me know in the comments down below if you know the name of this plant. I now think it's so beautiful. I didn't even know that I had this plant because when, like I said, when it fell on the floor and it was chewed on, it wasn't like variegated at all. It didn't have any specks on it at all. It was plain. It only had a few leaves. It had nothing on it. So now that I've been letting it grow out and it's been living indoors, it's showing me all this beautiful like specks and variegation. I know for sure that it's a Hoya because I can just tell by the texture. And now that I know a lot more about plants and I do own some Hoya, I know that this one is a Hoya, but I don't know the actual name of it. And I would love to know because I have come to actually love this plant a lot recently. I think it's beautiful. I want to know what its name is so I treat it right. And yeah, so if y'all can help me, please let me know in the comments down below. This is a better view of it. She's beautiful. She's been giving me some giant new leaves as well. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Once again, I do apologize for this voiceover. I don't know if this was extremely annoying to you guys, but I will definitely be checking in the future to make sure that this does not happen again and my mics are fully charged. But otherwise, I love all of you guys. Thank you for being here and watching my videos. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, comment, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.